So we have a Dictator against Ryu. So Dictator is establishing he will poke from afar. He didn't get an anti-air there. What's interesting, he did a Psycho Ball to interrupt Ryu's string. Dictator gives up a lot of space, which is good since Ryu doesn't have a lot of long-range normals, while at the same time he's putting himself into the corner. He's giving Ryu a lot of room to breathe, so there's not much for Ryu to worry about right now. Now this Dictator's in the corner. He gets out, but he backs off again. He could get a couple more buttons just to push Ryu back a little more, because he's already back into the corner. V reversal. Ooh, gets out next to the EX stomp. Absorbs the fireball. He pokes again, but now he goes backwards even more. And what happens? Ryu gets one combo and then Bison's back in the corner. This isn't looking so good for him. That seems like a risky slide. And that was a really bad jump in Fierce. Absorbing more fireballs. He's not really going to scare Ryu from like full screen, because they can both kind of zone each other, and if he stores the fireball, Ryu can just block. So in the second round he already backs off, but at least he's got a few hits in. Scissor kicks. At the very least, he's staying towards the center and he's not getting himself cornered. But he backs off again. He's getting closer to the corner, and that gives Ryu some time to dash in. He has the pressure and throws Ryu in the corner. Nice parry from Ryu, that was a big risk. He didn't block the cross up, now he's getting thrown back into the corner. At least he's willing to block, but this is the second time he's trying to jump out of the corner. Yeah, he really doesn't like being there. He tries to get out the EX stomps, or the EX Devil's Reverse, but that doesn't work for him. No anti-air. He's focusing way too much on the ground. I don't know why he backdashes. He still took the round, but he gave up his space. That shows he's afraid to apply pressure. Going so far back. He's letting Ryu run into his scissor kicks, which is good. But on the opposite side, he is kind of putting himself in the corner. Now he's dashing in a bit, so now he is being on the offensive. He's making Ryu drop his guard a little by making Ryu want to walk forward so he can put Bison in the corner. But right now Ryu has all the advantage. But already Bison's in the corner. Just from some bad reads up close. And he backs away to full screen again. And Ryu's doing a really good job keeping the pressure off of him with the V reversal. Spacing from this Bison is so far. He can be a little bit closer and poke with medium kicks and some other buttons. But he seems to really want Ryu to walk forward more. But this Ryu's having none of it. This Ryu's perfectly content playing from farther ranges. It really seemed like this Bison was banking on Ryu, really trying to dash in and get in, but this Ryu kept his cool, and because of that, the Bison couldn't really get anything started. Now for the second game. Oh, he's not backdashing, which is good. He's fighting for the ground at least. But he's being a little too buttons heavy. Because of that, he's getting counter hit by Ryu. I like the pressure. Even though he hasn't really hit Ryu, the buttons push Ryu back, so Bison is less in the corner than before. He's just dashing in and out a lot, which is fine, but I think he dashes back too much. He doesn't want to. He looks like he's too afraid to fight for the ground, which makes Ryu less afraid to really control the ground himself. And this is a veteran Ryu player, way back in the Street Fighter 2 days. His name is Sasori. Ooh, from one jump in, Ryu already has Bison in the corner. This is what happens when you play too defensive and back off. If the opponent can land a solid hit, you're going to be knocked down and you're in the corner. This Bison backs off way too much. Nice scissor kicks. He backs off again, which would be fine maybe if he was more towards the center, but he's so close to the corner that Ryu's always putting him in there. See, Ryu's not really afraid to do anything right now. He knows this Bison doesn't have much of a game plan. The Ryu's much more composed than the Bison player, which I feel like the Bison should be more composed. He has better ranges on his normals, although Ryu could probably control the space a little bit better because of his movement speeds and his fireball. So, what went wrong exactly? For one, I think this Bison player was playing too defensive. He went backwards way too much, and he gave Ryu too much of an initiative to move forward. He kept getting himself cornered because of all the backwards movement, and because of this, Ryu got a lot of pressure on him, when usually Ryu shouldn't be able to get too much pressure since Bison's ranges are much better. What this Bison needs to do is make Ryu afraid to get in close and zone him out with his normals. Ryu shouldn't be able to move as freely as he does in this match.